What's going on, family? I'm Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuff series. I want to talk to you about a fight that took place on the night of July 4th, 1912, Vernon, California. It would be the hometown of the contender, the challenger, Mexican Joe Rivers. He's to your left. He was born March 19, 1892, and he died June 25th, 1957. He was born in Vernon, California. And he'd be in the ring with the likes of Richie Mitchell, Joe Thomas, Johnny Dundee, Leech Cross, Oakland Frankie Burns, Ed Walgast, Johnny Kilbane. Now, Leech Cross was known as the Fighting Dentist. Johnny Dundee was known as the Scotch Wop. Many of these men were at some point a world champion. But he was chasing the dreams of owning the World Lightweight Championship belt. The man who had it at that time was the man to your right. His name was Ed Walgast, who was from Cadillac, Michigan. He was born February 8, 1888, and he died April 14, 1955. He stood 5 foot 4 inches, weighed 118 to 133 pounds. He was 67 years of age at the time of his death, and he would reside in California. He had a total bout career of 144 bouts, 87 wins, 40 knockouts, 33 losses, and 23 draws. He'd been here with the likes of Freddie Welch, Battling Nelson, Ever Hammer, Leech Cross, Joe Willing, Rocky Kansas, Joe Maddox, Charlie White, Willie Ritchie, Owen Moran, Harlem Tommy Murphy, Matty Baldwin, and Abe Patel. Abe Patel was known as the Little Hebrew. He had vicious fighters during that time. Now, the referee for this bout, he was responsible for taking care of both fighters on an equal playing field. His name was Jack Welch. He would be the referee that would be responsible in controlling the action for the World Heavyweight Championship belt between Jack Johnson, Little Arthur, and Jess Willard, the lumbering giant. The fight took place in 1915 in Cuba, Havana. But in this particular fight, things got a little out of control. How so? Because Mexican Joe Rivers and Ed Walgast would hit each other at the exact same time. In the 13th round that was scheduled for 20, Joe Rivers couldn't get up, but he struggled with every ounce of his body. Ed Walgast attempted the same thing. The only difference between him and Joe Rivers was that he was assisted to his feet while Joe Rivers was being counted out by the referee, Jack Welch. And Jack Welch would be his future employee. Ed Walgast would hire Jack Welch for the remainder of his boxing career. And I thought it was interesting. You would have two well-schooled fighters. Clearly there was money wagered in favor of Ed Walgast. The only time I can remember something similar to this, not with a double knockdown, but the referee having some monetary involvement in the fight. You had a bout that took place in 1904 between world welterweight champion, Barbados Demon Joe Walcott, and the Dixie Kid, But the referee in that fight clearly had a wager on that bout. Because Joe Walcott was winning the fight. It would go 20 rounds. Joe Walcott should not have even been allowed to defend his title that evening because he was 2.5 pounds overweight. But it was very important, obviously, that Dixie Kid fulfill the pockets of Dick O'Sullivan. Dick O'Sullivan was the referee. And he claimed foul in the 20th round. And he didn't announce it until after the verdict was rendered. It was originally favored for Joe Walcott. Dick O'Sullivan would then claim foul. And Dixie Kid would become champion. And after further investigation, Dixie Kid would be stripped of his title and Joe Walcott would get his title back. He would face many great fighters during this time. Mysterious Billy Smith and Joe Gans, Sam Langford, Joe Cherinsky, many fighters Joe Walcott would be in the ring with. This fight was different. Joe Rivers was jobbed. He was not treated fairly. But it was a very interesting fight. Historic, to say the least. Joe Walcott, the Barbados Demon, would get his title back at Walgast, would never lose his title in the ring because of a scandal that took place right before Joe Rivers' very eyes. The crowd was frantic. They couldn't believe what they were watching. Over 8,000 spectators surrounded the fields of Vernon, California. Men in trees, men sitting on each other's shoulders, wanted to see this fight. And boy, did they see a fight. It was a good fight leading up until that double knockdown. I often wonder, had Walgast not be, or have not been allowed, I should say, to get up with assistance, would either one of those men have gotten up? Would Joe Rivers gotten up and become champion? We would never know that. But that's boxing, pugilism at its finest. Boxing has never been a fair sport. There's always money surrounding the game of boxing. Sad part about that is two human beings from different walks of life, perhaps family needs to be cared for. Perhaps, just perhaps, a man wants to fulfill a dream. One of the only ways he knows how. And to be robbed and treated in that fashion. Welcome to the game of boxing. I'm Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. All great fights and all great fighters would never be forgotten on my channel. Thanks for watching.